They say the wilderness hides many secrets, but some are meant to stay buried. What started as a peaceful hiking trip turned into a nightmare I still can't escape. If you ever find yourself in Scad Valley, don't look into the trees. I never believed in evil until I met it face to face. This isn't just a story. It's the darkest chapter of my life. A part of me wishes I could forget, but some nightmares refuse to fade. Holly and I barely escaped with our lives once. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. Chapter 1, Into the Unknown. It was supposed to be a simple adventure, an escape from city life. Holly and I set out on a hiking trip in Northern California, deep into the isolated Scad Valley. The area had a grim history, once home to outlaws who vanished without a trace. The land felt untouched, as if time had forgotten it. But something else lurked there, watching, waiting. By the time we realized the danger, it was too late. Chapter 2. The Cabin in the Woods. The further we hiked, the denser the forest became. Just before sunset, we stumbled upon an old cabin, hidden between towering pines. A man stood outside, smiling too widely. Something about him made my skin crawl. "Lost, are you?" he asked. "No, just passing through," I said, gripping Holly's hand. "Come in, have some coffee," he insisted. His eyes never left Holly. When we refused, his smile vanished. A gun appeared in his hand. I wasn't asking. Chapter 3. A fight for survival trapped inside the cabin. The air felt suffocating. Our captor muttered to himself, pacing like a caged animal. Outside, we heard helicopters and voices. "You hear that?" Holly whispered. "They're looking for us." The man grinned. "They ain't looking for you. They're looking for me." Then, gunfire. The door burst open. A SWAT team stormed in. Blood splattered the walls as the man fell, screaming. We barely had time to react before they pulled us out. We survived, but Scad Valley wasn't done with us. Chapter 4. Years later, time passed. Holly and I drifted apart, but the nightmares never left me. One day, I decided to face my fear and hike again, alone. This time, I chose the Pacific Crest Trail, far from Scad Valley. Or so I thought. Locals warned me about an old hermit known as Ben Hollis. He lived in the wilderness, harmless but strange. "If you see him, don't talk to him," a ranger advised. That night, I realized I wasn't alone. Chapter 5. The Watcher in the Woods. At dusk, I set up camp near a river. The air was still, too quiet. Then, from the trees, a voice echoed. "Hello there?" A man stood in the shadows, grinning. "Nice night, ain't it?" My blood ran cold. It was Ben. I forced a smile. "Yeah, I guess." He stepped closer. "You sleeping here tonight?" I nodded, gripping my knife. He just laughed and disappeared into the woods, but the feeling of being watched never left me. For Chapter 6, The Lurking Horror. I woke to footsteps circling my tent, slow, deliberate. Then a whisper. "Nice night, ain't it?" Holding my breath, I peeked outside. In the moonlight, I saw Ben crouching by the fire, staring at me. I grabbed my pack and ran. Branches snapped behind me. A chilling laugh echoed in the dark. My flashlight flickered. Then, I saw them. Dozens of eyes peering from the trees. Chapter 7. Trapped, I didn't stop running until I reached an abandoned fire tower. Climbing to the top, I bolted the hatch shut. Below, Ben's voice sang a haunting tune. "Rockabye, baby, don't make a sound. If you do, we'll put you in the ground." The whispers multiplied, surrounding the tower. I wasn't just dealing with Ben. There were more. Chapter 8. The escape dawn broke, but they were still there. The only way out was down. I took a deep breath and leaped from the tower, crashing through branches. I hit the ground running, my legs burning. Just when I thought I was free, a hand grabbed my ankle. Ben's face was inches from mine. "You should have stayed away," he whispered. I kicked loose and ran until I reached a ranger station, By the time I returned with help, there was no sign of Ben or anyone else. But deep down, I knew they were still watching, waiting. The warning. I never went back. But sometimes, when I close my eyes, I hear the whispers. If you ever find yourself in Scad Valley, never hike alone. Epilogue. If this story sent chills down your spine, hit like, subscribe, and share. And if you've ever had a terrifying encounter in the wilderness, tell me in the comments. Let's make sure the shadows don't claim another soul.